Hello friends, this is tutorial number 49 in this C++ programming language tutorial. In previous tutorial we created our struct car, and we of course create one function, couple of cars. We have 6 cars here, and we created first this function to display complete car, and we define all of these fields for each car, and we put all of these cars in the vector. We call it cars vector, and we created one menu. We will have 7 options, and depending, it will be displayed depending which option we will select. We created all cases for each option, and now the only thing, let's try again, the only one thing that will work now when we select a number, when we type a number that will not select any option, we have this message: bad entry, try again. But now let's resolve these options. First option will be all cars. When we type number 1, we want all of these cars to be displayed, and we will do it by using a function. We need to create a function here. Okay, we have this function carscan, and below this function we can create another one. It will be void function, and we want to all cars to be displayed. Okay, and this will be this point will be easier with the struct, because we don't have private fields like we have with class. And it will be easier to iterate over the vector. It will be all cars, and we need a local variable. The local variable will be vector, and it will be vector of car. And we can also call it C. It doesn't matter, because this is just a local variable. It will have a vector of cars. And let's create a body. And inside we will create for loop. But we are working with struct. We need to use unsigned integer. Unsigned integer, it will be x equals to 0, and x will be a lesser than, here is the local variable c, which is vector of car, c dot size. And we'll type x plus plus. And what we will gonna do? We just want to display all of these cars. We will use function carscan that we already created, and we will scan C, which is the vector of car, of element x, and it should be fine. And also what we will gonna do, we want to separate it a little, and we will use couple of stars. When each car be scanned, we want first couple of stars, after that to separate cars. And let's create couple of stars. Okay. Okay, and the line, and it should be good. We created our function, and let's call it function in the case number 1. Case number 1, we will use all cars, and we need a vector of cars. In this case we have cars vector. And now we can try to run to see if option number 1 will work. Select one of the options, and let's select number 1. Okay, and now let me see what we'll have here. Okay, we select the option number 1, and we have all our cars. And I think that we will need a couple of stars here. To separate, we will need couple stars more. Okay, 7 stars should be enough, but let me see. Okay, brand Fiat Punto, we have Volkswagen Beetle with we have all data of the cars, of each car. As you can see, we have 2 Toyotas, we have a Warburg, Yugo, the price of the car. All elements of the car are displayed, which is good. The only thing that we can do here, we can type couple more stars, and we can try to run again. Okay, let's select option number 1, and now it is better. It is better, which is perfect. We resolved option number 1. Now the second option will be the cheapest car. And also we will resolve it using a function. We can also use void function, but here is the, and I forgot here. Let's use plugins, and let's format this code a little. Okay, now it's better. Our code is formatted well now, and we want to create another function. It will be void, and how we gonna call it? Okay, it will be oldest car. And okay, we will select that car from the vector of cars. Here also will be vector of car, and we will call it C because it's just a local variable. But here inside we will need some also some more local variables. Let's define it, and also we will need a text. Let's define that text. First we will use couple of stars, and line, and let's write the oldest. I think that option number 2 is the oldest car. No, it's the cheapest car. Okay, let's write the cheapest car. And now let's create a variable. It will be integer maximum, and we will need one more variable. It will be car, struct car, and it will be, we will call it cheapest. And now we need a for loop to resolve this, to find this car, but we will initialize a maximum with 0, and let's create for loop for unsigned integer x equals to 0, x will be a lesser than, we have a local variable, local vector of car which is c dot size, and we will have x plus plus and now we need a control statement. If maximum equals to 0, but we need a second opening bracket, and we need or operator, or and here it is the oldest car, it will be, or I could change to most expensive, the oldest, okay, okay, couple of things here, it will be cheapest, and we will have minimum, it will not be maximum, it will be minimum, or minimum is greater than, it is, we have vector c of element x, which will be car, and we need, this is cheapest, we will need price, and we need to close second second bracket needs to be, we had two opening brackets, and here at the end we need to have two closing brackets, and let's create a body, and now we need to define minimum. Minimum equals c of element x dot price, and we can also define cheapest car. Cheapest will be equals to c of element x, and with this we defined our cheapest car. And here where this for loop ends, and here we can just type, we can call car scan function, and we will scan cheapest car, and that should be fine. Now we need to find most expensive, void most expensive car, or maybe, okay, now we will type, and later when we have the newest and the oldest, maybe it will be better to copy and paste and change the values, but okay, now we will type, and for the cheapest, no cheapest, for the oldest and newest we will use copy paste. Now here what we will do, okay, this text we can copy and paste and change. Okay, here will be the most expensive car. And we will need two variables. Here we will need integer maximum. We will initialize with 0. And here also we will need a car which will be most expensive, but it can be okay. The name of the function will be most expensive car, and the name of the local variable will be just most expensive. And now we need to create for loop and unsigned integer x equals to 0. X will be lesser than c dot size, and we need x plus plus, and we need a control statement. If maximum is lesser than c of element x dot price, maximum will be equals to c of element x dot price. And now we can define most expensive. Most expensive will be equals to c of the element x. Of course, it is a car. C is the vector of cars, and element x will be the car. And in the place where this for loop ends, it's here below, we can call carScan function, and we can use most expensive car. And now in the option case number 2, we can call the function cheapest car from the cars vector. And in the case number 3, we can call the function most expensive car from the cars vector. And now let's try to run this, and we will see how it will gonna work. Build and run, and we have error here. We forgot semicolon in the cheapest car. Let's see in the most expensive. Okay, we will see now how it will gonna work. Okay, we have select one of the options, and let's select number 2. What we will get? Okay, the cheapest car, it will be Yugo, model 55, year of manufacture 1995, color is red, price is 500, and I think this is fine because Yugo is the cheapest car. Okay, and how can we check this? Okay, Yugo is 500 and we don't have cheaper car from 500, but let's delete 10 from Fiat and let's build and run again. Okay, select one, option number 2, cheapest car, and what we will get? Okay, the cheapest car will be Fiat and price will be 150, which means that this works perfectly. Now I will just put back this 0, and if I run again, cheapest car, it will be again Yugo because it's the cheapest car. Now let's try to build and run again. We can use just run because we didn't change the code. And if we select most expensive, it should be Warburg, and it is. it is the most expensive car. It's Warburg 353 and price is 12,000, and it's really we don't have more expensive than 12,000. Of course, if we now put 10 here in this Toyota Carina will be 20,000. Let's build and run again. We need to build and run because we changed the code. Let's use most expensive car, and it's Toyota Carina 2. Price is 20,000, and now we will just put back, delete this 10 that we added, and let's build and run. If we use number 3, most expensive car, it will be Warburg, which means that this works perfectly. Now the same way we will find the oldest and the newest car. Okay, this part is a lot of easier when we work with structs. And here, okay, cheapest car, most expensive. Now let's use void function, and we will find oldest car. It will be the name of the function, and we will find it from vector of car, and the name of this local variable vector is C. It will be also C. Let's open the body and let's find it will be the same way. Okay, we can just this text we can copy, and we will paste it here. We can format this code a little. Now it is better. Here is the oldest car, and we need to define two variables. Integer, again we will need a local variable, integer minimum equals to 0, and we need car, and it will be oldest. And now let's create for loop to define it. Unsigned integer x equals to 0. X will be lesser than c dot size, and we will have x plus plus, and I didn't write it. Okay, it's here. And now we need to create condition. It will be the oldest car, and here I didn't. It will be the oldest. Now inside this for loop we need a condition. If minimum equals to 0, or, and I need second opening bracket, or minimum is greater than c of element x dot a year, and I need second closing bracket, and we need to open a body. Minimum will be equals to c of element x dot year, and we also can define oldest, which is a car, will be equals to c of element x, and this will be perfect. Now we need just when this for loop ends, it's here, we will use car scan, and we will use oldest car, which will be good. And now this we will copy and paste this complete function. Let's use edit copy, and we need to be careful to don't delete it. If we delete it, of course we can use paste, but why should we do this if we don't have to? Okay, we have oldest car. Instead of oldest, here we will change to newest car. This will be the name of the function, and here also in the text we will change to newest. Instead of this minimum, we will have maximum. We use copy paste. Now we need to be careful with this. Here will be newest, and now here this line of code is good. We will not change anything, but here we need to change. Okay, we have just one opening bracket, and instead of minimum we will have maximum, and it will be lesser than car of element x dot year. Also here instead of minimum we will have maximum, and instead of oldest we will have newest, and we will scan newest car, and this should be good. Now we just need in the options number 4, we will call the function oldest car. It will be from cars vector, and option number 5 will be newest car. We will call the function newest car, and it will be from cars vector. Now we will just see, we will use build and run, and we will see how our application is working. It doesn't working here because here, well, when we newest car, when we use copy paste, we forgot we had just one opening bracket and two closing. We need to delete one closing bracket, and let's use build and run again. Now it works, but we will see how. The most expensive, okay, we calculate it. We need now to calculate the oldest car. It should be Volkswagen Beetle. Okay, let's select number 4, and it is the oldest car is Volkswagen Beetle. Year of manufacture is 1970, and if we check it, it will be okay. 2002, 1970, 2015, 1995, 1975. Beetle is older than Warburg. 1991, which is perfect. Of course, we can type now 1965 in Warburg, and now if we select oldest car, it will be Warburg, because this is a year of manufacture is 1965. But now I will just put it back. This is only for testing our application. If I select now number 4, it will be Volkswagen Beetle, which means that this option number 4 works perfectly. Now let's try with option number 5, newest car. It should be Toyota Yaris from 2015, and of course it is Toyota Yaris 2015. And let's try, okay, let's change here. Toyota Carina will be 2020. Let's run again. Newest car number 5. but now just a second, did maybe okay, I changed the price. I changed the price instead of year. Okay, but okay, 1991. Okay, I will change something else. 20. Okay, here in the Fiat Punto I will type 2020, and let me see now. Newest car now should be Fiat Punto, and it will be year of manufacture is 2020, which means that this works perfectly. Now I will just put it back. Okay, 2002, and now let me run this again. If I type number 5, again should be Toyota Yaris, and it is, which means this works perfectly. Now we need to resolve option 6 and option number 7. Let's do it quickly. We need brand Toyota, but okay, let me create this function. We can create here newest car, and now let's create another function, void. We will call just Toyota. This function will be Toyota, and it will be from vector. We will find it from vector of car, of course, and we will call it C again, because this is a local variable, and we don't need another local variables here. Let's type, but we will need the text. We will just write brand Toyota, and a line. We can use couple of stars. And let's create a for loop. For unsigned integer x equals to 0, x will be lesser than c dot size, and we will have x plus plus, and let's create a body. But we will need one variable before for loop. We need a variable. It will be, because we need the brand Toyota. We will create a local variable. It will be string, and it can be brand. This is just one local variable. It will be equals, but it needs to be same. Okay, it is case sensitive. We use it with first letter is uppercase. Okay, first letter is uppercase, Toyota. It will be our string brand. And now here we will need control statement. If brand equals to C of element X, which will be car, and we need brand, and we will put two sign of equals, because it's boolean, which we are checking equality. and if this brand equals to car of element x dot brand, we will call car scan. We will use c of element x, and we will use couple more stars to separate the cars, because we can have more cars and we will have two cars. We want to separate. We will have two cars, but not here. My mistake. It will not. It cannot be here. It can be. No, but it will be okay. It can be, because it's a boolean. It will just scan. Okay, we will scan it inside the for loop, because this is boolean. It will scan only a car when find the brand, when the car brand equals to this string of brand, which is Toyota. Now we can try to run this, or we can, okay, let's resolve. We will resolve the same way. We will resolve a red color, and it will be a red color. The name of the function, we will have vector of car. It will be, just a second, it will be the name of this vector will be C again, and let's create. First we will create a text. But let me see here. Here I will put couple of stars first. And we will write a red color. And we will need again variables. It will be string, and it can be color equals to red. This is just a local variable. And let's create a for loop for unsigned integer x equals to 0. X will be lesser than c dot size, and we will need x plus plus, and let's write control statement if color, our local variable color, equals to c of element x dot color. Let's create a body. We will just call the function car scan c of element x. Okay, that should be fine. Now what we need to do, we can build and run to see how it will gonna work. And where is the error? Okay, I forgot second. This is a boolean. We need two sign equals. Let's build and run again. Okay, now let's see how it will gonna work. And but I think that I forgot to put a case. No, I didn't. I I know that I didn't put. Okay, here in the number 6 it's not resolved. We need to call, but number 6 is I think it's brand Toyota. Okay, we will call Toyota function Toyota from cars vector semicolon, and number 7 we will call red color function from the cars vector. Now it should be fine. Let's run again. Let's type number 6. Okay, as you can see, brand Toyota, we have two Toyotas, Toyota Yaris and Toyota Carina 2, which is great. This is two Toyota from our cars, and this is perfect. Now what can we try? We can try car with a red color, but we can see here, okay, red color, Fiat is white, Volkswagen Beetle is blue, Toyota Yaris is yellow, okay, Yugo is red, and Warburg is red. Okay, let me see what we will show us. Car with a red color, number 7. And here is the Yugo and the Warburg, but we just forgot one thing. We forgot to separate. I need to go back. Okay, red color. Okay, car scan, and after car scan we will need like here we will use couple of stars, the same way as we did with brand Toyota. Okay, here a red color, and okay, this will be the last thing that we will do, and we will use two source code formatter to be better. And when you finish some project or application, it is better to use source code formatter. And let's run, and let's select number 7, and this means okay, car with red color. Okay, we also didn't. Okay, red color, but it should work. Let me try once more. I thought that we forgot to this text, but we have this text. Let me see, or maybe okay, car with red color. Okay, we have yes, it's a red color, but it is better to be vice versa, because we have a stars and we have a red color. It is better to be vice versa. We will resolve it quickly. We will use edit cut, and we will use edit paste. Let's build and run, and let's select now number 7. Okay, it is better, a red color, and we have a Yugo, color is red, and we have Warburg, and color is red. This means that our application works perfectly. Okay, and as you can see, and how many lines of code we have? Almost 227 lines of code, which it's not. And let's try just once more. If we select number 8, okay, it works fine. Okay, this wasn't an easy application, but not so complicated. And the point is, okay, we have too many lines of code because we had 6 cars here, and we define all of these fields for each car. And okay, you saw the disadvantages that struct have, but one of the, if we can, it's easier for iteration. When we put some structs in the vector, it's easier for to iterate over that vector, because all of these fields, we don't have private fields in the struct, and we can use these fields easily without any problems. You will see that we will have that problem when we work with classes. But I really hope that you understand it, and of course you can practice this a little. Of course, you can try to resolve with a class. Okay, but in the next tutorial we will create some application with class. Maybe we can try to resolve this same application with class. Do you see the difference? But maybe we will create some similar application, but we will use class to you can see the difference. I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next tutorial.